Welcome. We are here. I'm Tom. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about youth lesson for tonight. I'm going to see if I can get some kind of idea. We've been talking about heaven and hell. I love to kind of say things that are, I don't know, amusing to me. I'll say something like, tonight we're going to go to hell, and see if I can get the students' attention. You know, it is an age where nobody's shocked anymore, so I'm trying to think of ways to say things that might at least perk someone's ears up. You know, a parent hears that, I took your kids to hell tonight, and maybe they're not real pleased with that, but I feel like I want it to sound like some kind of interesting activity. I do say things that are probably unwise at times. I do that because in some way I'm kind of fearless about just presenting something that it makes sense to me. I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Jesus. So negotiating with Jesus is the place you've landed. You need to stay here. You need to like and subscribe. You need to watch some of my content. I'm going to really try and put out a lot. I've got another channel too I'm going to connect you with, where I talk with my buddy Mike, and we talk about just interacting with Jesus in a real way. So I'm going to give you a quick overview. One of the things I do now is not only have I talked to students for a long time and just try to think of how I can present Jesus and give them some scripture and discussion, but I also want to talk about societal pressures, our society, our societal structure, our cultural battles, because we're in a time when everybody's on their iPhone, and there's my little camera. Look, I'm touching it. We're all on our iPhones or whatever. Maybe you have an Android, whatever. So we're all in this strange new world, and to me, youth now have grown up in a world where there's never not been iPhones. So I've gone through some segment of history where we had this kind of innocent childhood, where I played war. I did all kinds of not innocent things. But this connection to the world that's new, that the internet, that we can always be on, we can connect to anybody and just absorb so many ideas. Because I'm going to put something on YouTube, and you'll be able to find about 100 contradicting videos that will say, this guy negotiating with Jesus doesn't know anything. And you can leave your comments down below. If you think I don't know anything, that's fine. I love comment sections, so like and subscribe, and then comment, ask a couple questions, discuss these ideas with me. So I want to quickly go over something that we have been going over. I think we've been talking about heaven, earth, and hell, the grave. So I said the other day we were at youth group, I took the kids to hell and back. Last time we talked a little bit about heaven, and then we also talked about where your heart is, where you set your heart, and your heart is set upon things, and that was one of the things I want to expand a little on, because the things that you take into your heart and what your heart desires, Jesus said, where your heart is, there your treasure is. And Jesus also tried to point people and say to people, look, you guys store a lot of treasures. And we all do it. People now don't even have enough room in their houses for all their treasures. They actually have to buy and pay for rental storage units for the overflow of treasure. And we're in a peculiar age in the U.S. where we have so much treasure, we can't even contain it all within the home. We have to actually rent units to store extra treasure. Jesus said, look, all that treasure is turning into dust. It doesn't last. Moth and rust and worms corrupt. They eat it up. They turn it into junk. And anybody who has stored treasure knows that you go into that garage and you start looking at your treasure, and a lot of it's rusted and messed up. It gets destroyed. And if you watch, my wife and daughter are watching this show about bidding storage wars. So these people go into storage units, and storage units that have been abandoned or whatever and they can bid without knowing what's inside. They can bid on these storage units and hopefully find some treasure. But you better believe most of what you bid on in a storage place is junk. I'm going to get back to you later. Bye.